after, you guys. I was just doing a few thumbnails pictures and the sun came out. This is my bronzed look and makes me happy. It's just one of them. I actually have two bronze looks that I really enjoy, but that's not what today's video is about. It's about just one thing. I'm going to stop talking and we'll go to the intro. You guys, today is my second video in an ode to summer, just one thing. And today's one thing is going to be bronzer. Now, just one thing is really not just one thing. It's the emphasis is on just one thing. If you have imperfect skin like me, a base is very important. I think base is everything. You get your base right. Sometimes it doesn't really matter what else you're doing, in my humble opinion. So first we're going to go on with base, and I'll probably go really quickly through this. I am using a foundation that is a little bit too light for me. So this is the Fenty, and I found a neutral color, which will be great for me in the winter, but right now a tad too light. The new rougher brush in the concept store, I'm deeply in love with this. And I've already done my sunscreen, so I am well prepped. I think it's been on for about 10 minutes, so there shouldn't be any issues. I don't want to go on too heavy because I think my skin's looking pretty decent. And that's another theme, I think, for summer. Right now, we're having a break from our heat, thank the Lord. And it's actually foggy today, humid, and not cool, but it's not hot. But in summer, you want to look a little more effortless, a little less polished, I'd say, and a little bit more like you've been vacationing, even if you've been slogging away at home, or not able to take vacation for whatever reason, or you haven't had it yet. Super important in this particular case. Help even up the neck. And that's a beautiful base, just a little bit. You can still see the imperfections in my skin. You can also see this is a little too light for me. That's okay because we're going with bronzer. I first want to do a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to do the trick I showed you in the last one where I'm mixing the Givenchy, which isn't an ideal color for this foundation. But I'm going to mix that, or whatever you have, with a little bit of my eye cream. So this is the DRMTLGY Advanced Eye, and it's very lightweight. If you haven't already done your eye cream, and I've done this, you could use whatever eye cream that you have is. I'm just looking to cut the coverage because I don't have full coverage here, but I do have darkness that I want to even out. And again, I'm just mixing on my hand with the new brush from Refer, and I'm going to do a little more concealer because when I did this before, I found I didn't have quite enough coverage. I wanted a little bit more, but I didn't want too much. And just blend well, and right through here. See how lifting that is immediately? Right through here, also lifting. And while I'm doing this, I'm just giving time for the foundation to settle in. Personally, I usually go onto my eyes after foundation so everything can synchronize. But since we're not doing eyes today, we can do some under eyes. Really super fresh, not too much, not too little. It's making me feel really good. We're on the right track. All right, I'm back. I did some eyeliner, I did the brows, I powdered my face, and probably been gone for about 6-7 minutes. Probably not enough time, but we're going to go ahead anyway, and we're going to use my Gucci bronzer. First of all, Gucci has the best packaging ever. But second of all, this color on me, you might look at it and say, that's dark. Do you know yourself? I know it's dark, but I'm going to give myself a look like I have been in the sun and I am tan. And for me, when I get color, I don't get yellow or warm, I get this kind of redness. This is what I'm going to use. And I knew it was dark when I got it, that's the color, but I also knew undertone matters the most, and I would say that is true for everybody for your foundations. Your blushes you can mess around with a little bit, but for your bronzer, I think the most natural looking bronzer is the one with the right undertone for you. So, I am producing right now a video trying on all my bronzers, and I've been doing it for several weeks. It just, at first I was doing every day a little bronzer, and then it started to get hot, all that. But I did do this the other day, and I did put too much on. I was able to save it, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to go in with this brush, no longer available sadly. It's a Sephora brush, and it's great for blush and bronzer because it's not too dense. I don't have to worry about getting too much on, but I do need to make sure evenly coated and then take some off and work it in by the hairline. And you know where you get color, but for me, this is going to be it. I kind of have this bone, you can probably see it right here, and I'll get color around that bone. And I'm really focusing on getting it in that hairline. And just buffing it out so there's no line whatsoever, and reload. So I try to do it by zone. So that zone, then reload, deposit some right here, deposit some right here, and then work in. For me, I like to go right up here in the temple because it will have a thinning effect. Many women, as they get older, they hollow out right here and kind of get a little bit of that peanut head thing. You don't want to do this. You don't want to emphasize that if you've lost facial fat right up here. And then the cheeks. I did this the other day when I was shooting that other video, and every time I looked in the mirror, I felt relaxed. I felt almost like I have been on an island somewhere. Just looking at myself with that look made me feel that I had been on a vacation, and it made me happy. Makeup is just an amazing, magical thing. Now I always, because of the shape of my face, get color on the tops of my cheeks. The sun hits me there, and while I initially will get a little pink, after a few days I will get brown, and you will see it there. And doesn't it begin to look like, got some color? Whatever's left down here, not because I get color on my jawbone, but just so the color is rather even. It doesn't look like it's just from here up. And any left sides of your neck, I don't think doing under your neck is particularly natural because this is our natural umbrella. Unless you're laying out in the sun. Oh my God. Remember, I had a boss who used to do the thing, that you hold up like this. You can get sunburned in your nose. If you're younger than me, if you're in your 20s, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it was this silver thing that you would unfold, and people would just put it here or here to reflect the sun back up at them and really work on their tan. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is get an eyeshadow brush, something kind of fluffy and big. My Hakuhodo, why not? And go in with that, take some off, and a little here. Now, if you think it's too much, you can go over with your foundation brush. I don't think it's too much, but if I did, just kind of hit it with the foundation brush. There's not going to be much on, but it might help to blend everything really nicely. Because again, when you're doing one thing, you want that one thing to be done super well, so it really is imperceivable whether or not you're wearing makeup. You can go a little bit of mascara if you want, and do the Westman Atelier, which gives me a very full look. But since the rest of my look is natural, I think I can go for a full lash. Look how crazy that is. I love this mascara. When you're in the mood for something big, this one does it. Let's take down the hair for the full effect. If you have pinkness in your skin like I do, I don't feel like I need to put blush on with this. I really don't. I feel quite good. If you don't, a little bit of blush that is close to what you would get when you have been in the sun. Another thing you might want to do is the teeniest bit of lip. I have some good color in my lips, so for me, I'm going to go in with this thing. It's called Remedy. And they sent this to me in PR, and it's really, really nice, completely clear. That you can get a stain that is giving you the color that you want. Usually something kind of rosy, because the idea is we're looking like we've been in the sun, and most of us get a little rosy in the lips too. And there. I feel like I've been on vacation, and I love this look. So easy to do. It's just one thing. An ode to a more casual way of being in the summertime. The big thing to remember is your base needs to be solid. It doesn't have to be full coverage, but it needs to be well done, a foundation that you can count on, if in fact you need a base. 2, cut your concealer. This is a trick for me personally, but if you feel like when you go on with something lighter, your concealer looks too heavy and the colors just don't meld together, cut it with your eye cream. And 3, get a bronzer that has the right undertone. It kind of doesn't matter if it's too deep for you. You can make it work, but if it's the wrong undertone, you won't be able to make it work, and it won't look like, have you been on vacation? Where did you go? And that's kind of what I wanted to get here, and I think I did. So that's video 2 in my short series. I think I'm doing 2 more on just one thing for summer. I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know if you have any questions, comments down below, and that's going to wrap it up today. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was fun. I hope you come back again. And until we meet again, I wish you good health.